Hey guys, so welcome back. This is going to be my part 1 video. So guys, like I said, there's some major news that I really want to talk about. For one, Tite Kubo says that on July 4th for an anime expo, he mentioned that Core 4 there will be episodes that even people might be like, I have never seen this before. Now there's a lot of speculation of what he might do to expand the Bleach universe, and I think with the Hell novel, which is the prequel to basically talking about the history of Hell and the connection between the Soul King as well as the aftermath after the defeat of Yuhabak, I have so many speculation that what might take place after Core 4. I think that we can only speculate till this point until the expo on July 4th, and the same breath we have so many things track and field we will be talking about starting tomorrow. I'm excited. I am finally feel as if we're about to get something so special, and we might even get the release date of when Core 4 might air, so please be on the lookout. Also, I've been speculating that what if we might get a connection or a tie-in with Urahara and his connection to the Royal Guards. Now I remember back in the old Bleach that Aizen was furious when he got defeated by Ichigo and said, how could you not challenge the status quo? You are like smarter than me, and you find your way to obey this thing, and you accept the world the way it is, indicating that I felt like Urahara is still a mysterious character due to the fact that we haven't got too much history of his backstory. But Tite Kubo mentioned that he has a connection with Lodorichi, so I think we might get more connection that he might be like this upper class noble child which descended down from the royal palace, because this got me thinking as well. After looking back, the royal palace is also like equivalent size to the Soul Society. Each floating disc is like an equivalent size of the Soul Society, and that each of these discs, or which is called the Rehodens, each of them are occupants by each of the guard members. Also, I'd like to mention that if they do a time skip and they show like a connection between Pernita and his origin hellish form, like they might give Pernita a new form in hell, because I know that just like when the Espadas died, they got new forms, especially Aizelapolo and Adonera and Adoniri. That would be pretty cool to see a new form of Pernita. And here's another cool thing. Do you think Pernita and Mimihage are now attaching themselves back together, or do you feel as if each time they send part of the Soul King parts back into like the precipice hell world, do you think that he might be assembling his bodies together? Those are a lot of questions that I've been asking myself since Core 3 ended, and also his connection between the Almighty. And I think I mentioned this before, which I will mention that in my next video after this one, is there's something very sinister with Ichibei, and I haven't put my hands on what it is yet, but ever since we got the flashback, he's been very, very ominous, and that his connection between how he held the original Soul King Adonais when he got dismembered, almost as if he was cradling him. And then we also got the original eyes of Adonais, which had these multi-dimensional universal eyes, which had these 4 corner pupils. There's a lot. I feel as if they're gonna expand, and I pray that they expand more backstory of the relationship between Yuhabak and his history with the Soul King as well as the Royal Guards. Did he train under each Royal Guard member? And here's another cool thing I wanted to throw in there. When the fight started getting closer to its climactic scene, we heard that I think it was who said it? It was Uetsu. Uetsu told Shinjimaru, "You're gonna be the person that's gonna kill off all 6 of the opponents." And then Hikifune say, "Oh, this is the second time we're seeing us go like all out. Like, this is my first time seeing us go all out," indicating they did something like this before. Now I'm not sure, and the fact that Uetsu was like, "You're gonna be the one doing this time," indicating that they did something like this before, but for who or for what greater threat? Like I said, after looking at when Adonais got cut and how he almost felt like a blur vision, he doesn't seem more human to me at all. I think the only thing I'm waiting for now is to hear how Adonais sounds like. Like, what does he actually sound like? Because for now, it seemed as if he could only do speech patterns. And why is it strangely that only Ichibei could understand what the Soul King is saying and what his will is? You know? And why does it feel so ominous that does the other dismembered parts have parts of the different corner pupils ability of the Almighty that Adonais have? Because the fact that the right hand was able to almost as if shatter the abilities of Yuhabak's Almighty, indicating it has some sort of like ability to the Almighty itself, where it could hide its abilities or its presence. Maybe it's an Almighty thing. It's not just a left arm, right arm ability thing. So I think that each of the parts of the Soul King that has eyes are probably one of its pupils. Maybe the legs, which we haven't really spoke upon. Maybe the legs also have eyes, and the legs are like kind of like the bosses or the one of the gatekeepers of hell. That would be pretty cool to even think about. And not to mention hell, now that we know that Captain Yamamoto, Ukitake, Unohana, all of these major characters are now descended of hell, what would their abilities be like, and how are they corrupt? There's so much about this realm that we do not know, and I think the way that they will expand this from the one-shot hell manga as well as the novels, if they expand that for the Bleach anime, that would be a blessing. Because like I mentioned before in my previous video, I feel as if Kazui is being influenced in a weird way by our new Soul King, which is Yuhabak, and that Kazui in some form will gain some portion of the Almighty. We saw Ichigo had the ability to concept the Kansorase ability, or no, the Harari Sendo, where he was testing to be the next candidate. And we know that from the Hell Society, how does that look like, and also the new forms of our old Shimigami friends. And to even sum it up even more, the Hell Butterflies has a direct connection to hell. When we were hearing about in the Bleach manga as well as the anime, the Hell Butterfly are not connected to the Soul Society at all. They just appear due to the fact that they are part of the realm ability, because the Soul Society, the Rikamundo, as well as the human world are almost in a prolific different alternate verse where they all kind of like scale on top of each other. So if they're gonna really open up the gates of hell and talk about what's there, I can't wait to see what's good. Because in a weird way, one Squad Zero member or two of them their abilities kind of feel more hellish. Like Senjumaru's ability, the Shatatsu Garagara Suji, is literally the gateway of a withered woman corpse. That's the name, if I'm not mistaken, indicating that her ability has more tie-in to faith and like the hellish part and the different realms of hell, almost like a Dante Inferno Bankai. Whereas Ichibe's ability is calling out all the darkness, no matter how good and bad they are, to pull into the Shirafude Ichimanji. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys for part 2, which will talk about more of the sinister story behind the Royal Guards. Later.